Thanks for joining us for another library DIY. Today we'll be making vegan Pan de Muerto. Here are the ingredients we'll be using. 3 1/3 cup all-purpose flour, 2/3 cup granulated sugar, make sure it's vegan, 3/4 cup potato, cooked and mashed. You can even use sweet or purple potato. 3/4 cup plant milk, I used oat at room temperature, split into 1/2 cup and 1/4 cup. You can even use orange juice instead of the 1/4 cup, especially if you want it to be a little more orangey. You'll also need 1 pack of active dry yeast, 1/2 cup and 1 tablespoon of vegan butter, also at room temperature, cut into 1-inch pieces, 1 teaspoon of orange zest, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of ginger, 1/8 teaspoon allspice, 1/8 teaspoon ground cardamom, and 1/8 teaspoon ground cloves. You'll also need 2 tablespoons of vegan butter, which will melt at the end, and a bit of extra sugar, just so we can sprinkle on top. So first, place your yeast in a bowl and 1/2 cup of your plant milk and add 2 tablespoons of flour. Whisk it all up and let it rest in a warm place for 20 minutes. Then, in your mixer bowl, combine all of your dry ingredients: flour, salt, sugar, cinnamon, ginger, cloves, allspice, and your orange zest. Using the dough hook on your mixer, mix up all of these dry ingredients. Once your dry ingredients are all mixed up, time to add all the wet ingredients. Add your 1/4 cup of plant milk or orange juice, your 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, your mashed potato, and your yeast flour mixture. Mix it on low until a dough begins to form. Next, add your room temperature butter little by little. Mix your dough for about 15 minutes until the dough starts coming off of the sides of the bowl. Next, get out a large bowl and make sure that it is well oiled. Place your dough. Cover it with a clean towel and let it rise for 1 to 1.5 hours, or until it has doubled in size. Once it has risen, punch it down and knead it for about 5 minutes. Then sprinkle some flour on a clean surface and take your dough and divide it into 6 equal pieces, and set aside 2 of those pieces. Roll the other 4 pieces into balls and place them on a sheet tray lined with parchment paper, and press down lightly on them. Using the dough you set aside, make 4 smaller balls and cut them in half. Then roll out 8 strips long enough to cover each of the rounds. Using 2 strips for each round, place them in an X position. These are supposed to represent bones, so make them as realistic as you'd like. Then cover with a towel and let it rise for another 1.5 hours in a warm place or until they double in size. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Once your rounds are done rising, bake for 20 to 25 minutes or until your rounds become a rich brown color. Remember that vegan butter and that sugar we set aside? Now's the time to use it. While your bread is still warm, melt 2 tablespoons of that butter and brush the bread with it. Then sprinkle evenly with sugar. And I know it's hard, but wait till the bread is completely cool before you take a bite, or place it on your ofrenda.